Welcome back to the channel, guys, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my gaming, food, electronic ventures that we do on this channel. But today, I want to talk to you guys about Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Now, this game was originally released back in 2003 for the PlayStation 2. Recently, it has gotten an HD remake for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. And I finally got around to playing this after owning it for about 3 years. Was able to take off the shrink wrap, put it in the glorious PlayStation 2, and I'm here to talk to you today about my thoughts of this game because, well, there's a lot of things to cover about Nocturne. Now, for years, so many of my friends were telling me I had to play Nocturne because it was one of the PlayStation 2's shining, kind of hidden gem RPGs. Now, the Shin Megami Tensei series has spawned so many different games, from their mainline series to Soul Hackers to Devil Summoner, and more famously, Persona. That's right, Persona. The series that has seemingly taken the world by storm ever since the release of Persona 4 and 5 is a Shin Megami Tensei game. Now, it differs in so many ways. I've always been a Persona fan since the first time I played it, but I wanted to give the actual mainline series a little bit of a chance, if you want to call it that. And wow, boy was I not disappointed. So battle-wise, if you guys are used to how you fight demons and whatnot in the Persona series, it's going to be very similar in Nocturne. You know, you have your same set of moves, you have your same kind of battle mechanics of the weaknesses, the strengths, the resistances, things along those lines. But where this differs majorly is, one, the game setup, and two, the story. Now, for fans of Persona, you may be aware that you kind of work on a calendar system, and you're kind of just a dude who, you're going through your high school through days as, like, crazy things start happening. Also, it's very much a structured game in the sense of certain things have to be done on certain days. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, with this being my first Megami Tensei game I'm playing, it's very different. It's very free-roaming. There's no calendar system, and I pretty much really enjoyed it. Now, Nocturne takes place in a post-apocalyptic Tokyo, and you take the role of this student who you find out you're technically a demi-fiend, and you're in the battle of, I want to say it's good versus evil. There's so many things happening in this world after the post-apocalyptic stuff is happening, that makes this game very interesting, very dark, but very addicting. Now, I didn't know how I was going to feel about Nocturne at first because it just seemed so hardcore of a JRPG for me. But boy, from the moment I put that in to my PlayStation 2, that's what I was just pointing at there in case anyone was wondering, I was hooked. I loved every bit of this game. I kept going back to it. It was about 46 hours it took for me to beat it. And so many things about the world. You know, the dungeon crawling could get a little annoying at points, but it wasn't a gripe that I really had. The biggest gripe I had with this game was how many random battle encounters that you ran through. Because it was like every 2 steps, unless you had like a rappel or something kind of going, you were getting into a battle. Now, that made it very easy to grind up your characters because this game really kind of takes home the idea that you need to have the right team for the right moments based on like resistances, weaknesses, strengths, because the bosses could wipe out your team real quick if you weren't prepared. And that's what I learned here. This game is a lot more difficult than the Persona series, from what I noticed. And I'm happy enough to have the version here that has Dante from Devil May Cry in it, because he plays a decent role in the story, being a demon hunter that he is. And you can actually recruit him to your team if you meet certain criteria towards the end of the game. So, all in all, Nocturne might be one of the most interesting, well-put-together JRPGs I've ever played. It's dark. It's twisted. It's very weird. You get a very weird, eccentric kind of group of characters that all have their different motives. And you have to kind of pick what side you're on. The ending of this game 100% depends on certain answers that you give in the game. But I don't want to get into too much of the spoiling. Playing this game in 2022, and late 2021 for that matter, still holds up very well. It's a very well put together JRPG. I would recommend checking out the HD remaster because that keeps going on sale now for modern consoles. But for playing this on the PlayStation 2, granted I upscaled it a little bit through like a pound HDMI cable, this game held up. It looked great. The music, the atmosphere is so beautiful. And I guarantee that if you're a big fan of like twisted JRPGs, or just JRPGs in general, you should check out Nocturne if you haven't already. The Shin Megami Tensei series, the way I always explain it to people, is it's pretty much a more adult-themed Pokemon game, because you have to capture your demons, you level them up, they learn different moves, they can kind of evolve in this game, and you can fuse them to make more powerful demons. I really enjoyed Nocturne. If you're a fan of the channel, if you're a fan of RPGs, I think you're going to enjoy Nocturne too if you haven't played it. But, with that being said, if you have played it, what were your favorite parts about Nocturne? What did you like? What did you dislike? And what memories do you have of this game with it being over almost 20 years old now? Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I'll catch you later. See ya. Bye.